Welcome to my YouTube channel. If you are new, please click the like and subscribe, and if you click the little bell, you'll get notified every time I do a video. It was suggested that I do the Maura Murray case. I am not, I'm new to murder mystery cases. It's not something I've followed in the past. So as you can see by my channel, I haven't done a whole lot, but someone suggested that I do this. And so I'm not here to give you a detailed account of this case because so many people have done that, all right? So I want to pick it up from the standpoint of seeing what the cards will say to me without a lot of information. So if you want to know more about this case, please search some of the murder mystery podcasts that go through every detail. I'm sure that there are many, many out there. I didn't realize this was such a famous case, and that is unsolved. So basically, Maura Murray disappeared after a minor car accident. This is a picture of her, and this was back in February of 2004, and it remains unsolved to this day. Here we can see that she was born May 4th, 1982. And she was last seen wearing a dark-colored coat, jeans, carrying a backpack. Now, the whole circumstance of her disappearance is unknown. Maura was last seen 7 p.m. in the vicinity of Route 112 in Haverhill, New Hampshire. So there was, again, it was a single car accident, and a school bus had stopped, asked her if she needed help. She indicated no. So there's a lot of details on this on the web, but I just simply I'm going at a high level to start out with for the cards. Now, basically, you can see there's a dent in one side of the car, so this was obviously after the accident. So I'm going to come back here, and I've pulled some cards, and we're going to go through them kind of one at a time. And I pretty much left this question to begin with open-ended, okay? So I left it an open-ended question on what do we have to know about the Maura Murray case. So the Ace of Pentacles means that she wanted to take things, she wanted to do something. It was her plan, right? And the reason I say it was her plan is because we have the Three of Pentacles here. With a different deck. By the way, I'm using a variety of decks, and not all of them are tarot. So here's a plan. Like, she's got this plan, right? She's going to take some money, right? There's money in her hand. She's going to take some plan. She's got a plan. She's going to take some money, right? And then this is another ace where it's like almost like someone's helping her, okay? But we don't know who. Like, there's somebody helping her because there's two hands here. So at least one person knows that she had this plan. There is at least one person that knows she had this plan. And this, of course, is people searching for her. And I believe at one point, she actually knew that they were searching for her because there's a woman peeking here. So here they are looking everywhere. And here's this woman back here peeking. And then we have the Seven of Swords, and of course in the normal deck he's sneaking away, and he's kind of sneaking away here. Doesn't have a lot of belongings, but there's a sneaking away, a sense that I'm going to sneak away. So this was definitely a plan that she was going to sneak away, right? And take a few things. Now this can also be the card about stealing. It's the stealing card, it's the theft card, it's the lying card, it's a lot of things. And then we've got down here trying to juggle her life. She was trying to juggle her life. She felt like, it's almost like she's being watched, like, she's being watched as she's unbalanced. Let's just call her unbalanced here. She's juggling a lot of responsibilities and things. This is a feeling like the family doesn't see her, like she's not totally seen by the family, like the family's super busy. This is the Four of Cups. This is normally a person who's sitting by a tree that's crabby, and they just need a break, right? They just need to get away, and they need a break. And then we've got the Eight of Pentacles coming in here, where she kind of was, she really had high expectations of herself or someone had high expectations of her that, she'd start here and then she'd get to the next level, and she'd work her way all the way up to the top, and she would be, one of the top people in her field or whatever. And she wasn't so sure about that. See the face? She just, there was an expectation. She was trying hard to do her best, but I don't feel like she felt like she was meeting that. She just wasn't physically able to do that. Now I'm going to do linking of cards here. See how this is unbalanced and see how this is juggling? It's unbalanced, juggling. Both these cards are that somebody is unbalanced. They're struggling. She might have been financially not very well off, struggling financially. And then here's an opportunity for a new path. I'm going to go down a new path, and I don't want to deal with any of my emotional crap. Now, off to the side here, I'm going to bring these cards forward. We have from a non-tarot deck, we bring up the Lovers. There's something going on with the Lovers, and then there's like this gift, like a gift being offered. Now this is not tarot, so this is just side information. So something going on with Lovers, all right? Something going on with Lovers, and something going on with like a gift. And this is not tarot, so I'm not going to use the numbers of these cards, and I'm not going to do anything else with these cards. But just note, okay, there's Lovers there, and there's a gift, and I'm going to put those away. Now, I want to link up some other cards while I'm here. I see that I have mountains, and I have water. I have mountains, and I have water. I have, I know these are Egyptian pyramids, but to me they look like mountains, and I have water. There's a lot of mountains and waters in these cards. There's a lot of mountains and waters. What's going on with mountains and water? Were there mountains and water nearby? And I see a boat going down the water. So it tells me it's a lake or river or something. I mean, the boat's clipping along. So maybe it's possible this could be the searchers searching even the water. Maybe they were searching, this is search boats and searching the water. But this is very interesting that I keep seeing mountains and water. All this time, mountains and water. So, so as I am going to pull these cards out and pull some new cards, I'm just going to write down mountains and water. I'm just going to write that down. So, I'm pulling all these cards out. And then I decided to grab a deck I don't really like it at all. In fact, I was just going to get rid of it. And then I thought, when someone's, thought it would be fun to do murder mysteries with tarot, because I've been reading the tarot for a lot of years, but I've never used it for like murder mysteries ever. It's always like, your typical tarot questions. So what we have here is I asked the question, and I thought this deck would give me a totally different answer, because this is a pretty brutal deck, if you want my opinion. It's not the friendliest deck in the world. But this is the Queen of Cups. Well, she doesn't look very dead. So then I'm like, okay, is this... So I didn't really ask the timing of it. Sometimes as a tarot reader, I should know better, because this could be like immediately after the scene, right? But we have Three of Cups, so this is people and cars. People and cars. People. This is typically the celebration card, but here we've got, looks like a school bus back there. And then we've got a car, school bus and a car. So I got to ask the question differently, because she could have been alive immediately after the wreck, and the cards are answering it that way. So the way that I'm going to ask it, and I'm a little leery using this deck, but I'm going to take a chance on the Omega Land deck. I'm going to ask, did someone physically murder Maura Murray? And I'm going to have to follow this up with a regular deck, because this deck is full of violence, but I just wanted to pull a card on it. See, did someone physically murder Maura Murray? Hope I'm pronouncing her name right. Look at that. That doesn't look like someone murdering her. That's not a murder card. And this is a very violent deck. That's somebody putting soup cans away. Huh. This is really interesting. So I don't think she was murdered, all right? That's going to be my opinion. Now, I haven't quite formed it yet totally, because I have to ask my other deck. And if I have universal weight out, I want to put the cards back. Okay, I do. So I'm going to shuffle these cards on the universal weight. This is universal weight deck right here. That's what it looks like. And I'm going to ask, same question, but to a different deck. This is my go-to deck. Was Maura Murray murdered by someone? Was she murdered by someone? Okay. Oh, wow. We got the 4 of Cups again. Remember I told you the guy sitting by the tree? That came up in the other reading. So we've got the 4 of Cups and the 3 of Swords. And I have to pull one more. This is painful loss. This is a painful loss. This isn't really a card about, 4 Cups isn't a card about somebody murdering her. 3 of Swords is extremely painful card. And then here's a lot of challenges. There was a lot of challenges, but that's not a card about somebody murdering her. I'm just going to pull one more, if you don't mind. Thank you for your patience. I'm going to pull one more here. This is my go-to. She was not murdered by someone. There's no way. I mean, allegedly. Allegedly, and for entertainment purposes only. I'm just a tarot card reader looking at this. These cards don't show murder. I'm sorry that they don't show. It could show murder, but not in these cards. So this just means that she had a very challenging life. It became overwhelming for her. She literally had a broken heart. So something happened that she was painful and had a broken heart. She was needing a break. She just wanted to get away from it all. She needed a break. So then the question becomes, what happened to her? So let's go through it. Let's ask, I want to get somewhat normal deck. Let's actually use Miss Cleo's deck. I don't usually read with this, but I'm going to read with this now. How did she die? That's what I'm going to ask. Or did she die? Maybe I should ask if she even died. Let's ask that. But this isn't a good card to portray death. Let's get the Haunted House. Let me see if I used Haunted House. I'm going to make it a full deck. I'm going to take the cards I used from Haunted House in the other reading, and I'm going to play with a full deck here. So, okay. So I'm going to ask if she's dead. Okay, let's ask that question. Is right now, as we speak right now, is Maura Murray deceased? Is she deceased? And I'm using Haunted House Tarot. And if you want to know, it looks like this in the back. And this is yes, she's dead. Because whenever I have a deal with my cards that if ever a question can be answered with a yes or no and I pull an ace, it's yes. And you recognize this card? And I reshuffled. I completely reshuffled the deck, pulled the same card that I pulled before. So she passed away at her own hands. Okay? At her own fault. She passed away at her own fault. So how did she pass away? I hope the card... See, the reading is only good as good as what the cards can portray or what you can portray with your intuition and the cards. I'm actually going to maybe use a couple decks to put the story together. How did she die? Oh, shit. I'm going to go turn my light off. If you excuse me, I hate doing this on a recording, but I have to be able to see these cards better because remember how we got the Lover? See that? Lover? We just pulled Lovers. There, you can see the cards better. I think there's no glare. Sorry about that. This is very weird. How did she die? And I pull the Lovers. This is very weird. I got to keep pulling cards, but I'm kind of in a little bit of a shock right now because we pulled the Lovers in that non-tarot deck, and now I pulled the Lovers here as to how she died. Now, we know that someone didn't murder her, but we got the Lovers card, for God's sake. Okay, so I'm going to keep going with how she died, and I'm actually going to put this Lover's card on top of this one. And I'm going to just keep on going. Can you please tell us the story of... Ooh, somebody's looking in. Somebody's looking in. Looking at the Lovers. Somebody is looking at the Lovers. Huh. That's interesting. Okay. And we're continuing our story. Wow. This is getting to be kind of weird. I think that she stayed somewhere. This feels like a hotel. It just feels like a hotel. So I feel that she feels like a hotel. And then she headed up a mountain. Oh, there's a mountain again. That's the mountain again. She headed up the mountain. Why would you do that? Why would you head up? And then it's like there was nothing left. Like she had this a whole life waiting for her here. It means you've really devoted a lot to your life. And then she just heads up the mountain. Oh, the mountain. Wow, I never thought that this deck would tell the story like this. Huh. And that's, I believe that's the Queen of Pentacles card. I'm not, this is a new deck for me. And they use these tiny little symbols and I don't, it doesn't matter what card it is. It's definitely a queen. She died by a tree. She's by a tree, a really large tree. I mean, big tree. And it doesn't feel like she was properly dressed. Look at this. She wasn't properly dressed for the mountain. This is definitely heading up the mountain, not properly dressed. God, why would you want to do that? This is the card that's kind of interesting because it doesn't go with the normal Four of Swords definition, but she fighting off her own demons. This isn't, well, oh. So she laid down and literally died of hypothermia. And then I wonder if animals ate her. First I thought this was fighting her own demons, but it doesn't make sense for this card. But this could be an animal clawing, an animal eating her or something. Feels like an animal eating her. Four of Swords is, by the way, that is my card for sometimes, not always, sometimes for someone who's deceased. Because the normal card, they're laying in like a casket type of thing. This is allegedly and for entertainment purposes only. But this is definitely the card where somebody passed away of the elements. Okay, so the elements. All right. And by the way, if there was a deck that was going to portray murder, it would for sure be the Haunted House or Megaland. And the fact that these are bringing me out fairly nice cards is really telling me that, as a tarot card reader for 27 years studying this system, the cards can make it very clear when something is a murder. And I am not seeing murder in this. I'm not quite sure what this is. This lover with the girl knowing. I mean, for her age, who knows? Boyfriend could have found somebody else and she found out about it. Not sure what happened there. But I'm not seeing the murder card here. At any rate, I'm just going to pull a couple more cards because this is, to me, this is becoming pretty clear. So this would be like the first card that to where you would think that there'd be murder like that. But because it's coming this late, and this is the Three of Swords card, and remember there's a lot of repeat cards there. I just don't, that card, I mean, showing up this late in the game, and Haunted House, you just kind of expect that. So if I pull one more card and it's really looking like fishy, then I'll probably revisit it again. But right now it doesn't. Yeah, no, nothing supports that. So this is just the Three of Swords card coming up again. And this particular deck happens to portray some violence in it, but this doesn't. And once again, we have the Ace of Cups died. And I feel like she died at night. And she died, I feel like there was moisture or hyperthermia or snow or moisture, rain or something. There was moisture. I don't know what the weather was around the time of her death, but I feel like she was wet. She couldn't battle the elements. She wasn't in her right mind. I don't think she was in her right mind. And I don't think she was making really good decisions. And there was obviously something bothering her about her love life. So that is very interesting. So I can't even really call this a suicide because I don't think she was thinking properly. So I'm going to ask another deck, final thoughts on the Maura Murray disappearance. And this is a brand new deck that I just got, and I think I love it. And I'm going to actually pull 3 cards just to put this just put this all together. So I just want a summary. I just want to have a summary. This is the fool. She did something foolish. She did something foolish. Carefree, foolish, in the moment, wasn't thinking thoroughly, wanted to get away. That's the kind of the Three of Wands, like travel. Here's a ship, she didn't, I don't feel like this woman intended to die. I don't think she went out there, I'm going to kill myself. No, I don't get that feeling from these cards at all. I think that she had too much to drink. This is so interesting. This is so interesting. This is why I read tarot, because there's never a day that you don't have something interesting happen. Let's just call it that. She did something foolish. This literally is the foolish card. She just carefree took off. I'm going to just get away for a while. Kind of needing a break, which the Four of Cups really, really clearly stated that. And then, so I'm going to travel. This is a ship. I'm going to travel and, get my thoughts together and figure something out. And the Four of Swords, she passed away. She's definitely passed away. 100% she's passed away. And who is that in there? I can't see this card. It's dark in here now. Oh, that's interesting. She's at peace. This would be the card that she's at peace. And you know what? I don't normally do this, but I am actually going to see if I can communicate with her. Now, I'm not a medium, okay? I am not a medium. They do not talk to me in my head. I have to use tarot cards, and I have to use a very specific deck. So I'm going to ask, first of all, does she give us permission to communicate with her? Does Maura give us permission to talk to her? Yeah, she's pretty upset about what she did. This is the Devil card. She's very upset. She's extremely upset. I don't know if I can talk to her. This card is like anger, like she's really angry. And there we have the Cemetery card. People want like her body to be found so they can put her in a grave and people can visit it. They want her body so badly. Well, where is your body? Where is your body? Do you know where your body is? And I don't know that this card can tell us where the body is because, yeah, it can't. I don't think she knows where she was when she died. So some people, if when I talk to some people, if they die like suddenly, they don't even always know where they're dead. And especially if in the murder mystery cases that I'm researching now, if someone comes up and drugs them or something, they have no idea. They just wake up dead and they don't have any idea. So the Three of Cups just means she's happy now. She wants you to know she's happy now, but she was really angry that she did something that wasn't very smart. This is also the Devil. This is the card about addiction. So this is the card about addiction. So and then here we have the Death card, which literally, it's closure. She's with the angels. This is the angel, and she's with the angels. She's still very tough and feisty. See, she's taken the sigh in her own hand. I am very tough and feisty, but she is happy on the other side. That's the Happy card. So we might be able to get some clues on the body, where the body is. I'm not sure, except we know it's in a mountain. I'll just try. I can't promise anything. I'll just say out to the universe, is there any way you can give some specific clue as to where this woman's body is? I know it's in the mountain by a tree. Here we go, the mountains again. All right, I won't stay on this too long because I know that you guys will be tired of this, but there is definitely, we had a rabbit. We had a rabbit in the other card. It's definitely in a remote area of the mountain. I don't know. I don't think the cards are going to be able to, because how can you tell, like, by the third tree on the second path? It's really difficult to find somebody's body in the mountain. Yeah, it's like, hold up. It's like, hold up. It's going to be hard. It's going to be too hard I don't know the terrain there. I don't know the mountain. So I'm going to say that I'm not going to be able to do that. But what I do want to say to this woman is I hope that you rest in peace. I hope that someday that your remains are found by maybe a hiker or something. You're a beautiful woman. inside and out. I send you a great deal of love. She had the whole rest of her life to live, and I believe that she's very sorry what happened to her, but I do not believe that this woman was suicidal, not even for a second. And the cards are not indicating that this was murder. So, I don't know. This is just allegedly and for entertainment purposes only. But I want to thank you guys for listening to this, and I want to thank the woman who referred this case to me, because I didn't even know about this, and it was an honor to go through this case and this beautiful young woman. I just, hope that the family is able to find some closure on this. All right, we'll see you on the next murder mystery, guys.